Hi Taurus, welcome to your October 2020 reading. Thanks for joining me. My name's Michelle. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Taurus, let's take a look. Your energy, you're coming up as the Queen of Pentacles. Now whether you're male or female, this is your element. So it tells me that at the moment I get this feeling around you of indecision. There's a feeling that you like your comfort, you like your stability, you like where you're at, but there's also this other thing, whatever that might be. There's this feeling of being pulled in two different directions and not being able to make a decision about it. It feels like a stalemate. It may even feel like you can't come to a decision. It may be that your head and your heart are pulling you in two different directions here, Taurus, with the Chariot. It's about your direction in life, your life goals, your purpose, where to go to next. There's a feeling here of duality. What I mean by that is that for you, you feel like you may have to go to extremes, like extremely one way or extremely the other way. Well, maybe there's a third way, maybe there's the middle ground. That may be something that you haven't paused and reflected upon. It does feel to me, this energy around Taurus for October is that feeling like it's either one extreme or the other. But what if they can be integrated? Okay. The blue-footed booby is your spirit animal. Wow, I haven't had that one. The Two of Swords is connected with it, so of course it is about an impasse, indecision, that stalemate that I was talking about. Now the blue-footed booby, he's an interesting bird from the Galapagos Islands. He does have these blue feet, so look at him, he's putting his best foot forward, but he's a little awkward on land. He's really brilliant in the air and in the water, but when it comes to land, he's not so sure-footed. So there's a feeling here of not really being in your place of comfort. So I feel like I'm speaking to a Taurian who is no longer in their comfort zone. They've stepped away from this comfort zone and they're not very sure-footed, meaning that you may have taken a few missteps, or you may just be trying to find your way. Now you are trying to put your best foot forward, but of course it's inevitable that there may be a misstep or two along the way. Now the blue-footed booby, he has a funny, he's kind of a funny looking bird. He's quite silly, but you know what? There is this kind of feeling of attractiveness around the unique, right? So it feels like I'm speaking to a Taurian here who may not have it all together, and who does, right? But there's still attractiveness here. I feel like there's people attracted to you, Taurus, especially if you're single. But I feel that you might be thinking of yourself rather awkwardly. You might think yourself here awkward in this new place, awkward in this new pathway. Yeah. You may be being pulled in many different directions and it's kind of pulling your equilibrium off here. You don't know which way to go, and so you're not really sure. You've got one foot in the stability and one foot out. Okay, let's see where this goes, guys. The blue-footed booby. Yeah, it may be that you just got too much going on here and there's a need to pare down, to focus on maybe one or two things just until you find your footing. Otherwise there's an energy here of him being tipped over. I get this kind of energy of a tipping point. Okay, let's have a look. I'm going to get one from the Twin Tarot Oracle. I'll be doing this kind of off the cuff, guys. More of an intuitive type reading. I will be doing some tarot later on, so stay tuned for that. But let's take a look here. The focus for Taurus for the month of October. The focus for Taurus, please. We've got the Fool. Yeah, there he is, the blue-footed booby in all his glory. Look at him. These two are very much linked, aren't they? The Fool energy. You know, it feels like taking these first steps. It feels like you are taking this leap into the unknown with daring. You could, of course, soar like an eagle, or you could land like this blue-footed booby. And at the moment, you may feel a bit like the blue-footed booby rather than the eagle. You want to be the eagle, but you're the booby. Oh goodness. Taurus, this could be you, could be someone around you, or if you're cross-watching, you might have come across the booby prize. A Taurus here. Interesting. Guys, you know, the Fool, a little bit misunderstood. Yes, I feel that here. A very unconventional kind of energy, a free-spirited energy, someone who approaches life with that sense of innocence and trust, maybe a little bit naive with that blue-footed booby, especially if this is a path that you haven't trodden before, or maybe in a long while. Now, it's not about limitation here. It is about risk, be it a new job, a business, or relationship. You know, your instincts are telling you to go for it, but your rational side might be a little bit less enthusiastic, right? That's just being pulled in two different directions. There's the comfort zone and there's this other energy here, Taurus. You might be a little bit concerned about how others will view you as this blue-footed booby. Or you could even view some missteps here as mistakes or losses. And there's a potential danger here, or especially when it comes to what if I fail, right? All of the what ifs. The Fool is spontaneous, he's adventurous in terms of his thoughts and his actions. He takes that leap of faith, he dives into the unknown, believing and trusting that things will work out. Now, it's healthy to dream, even healthier to live the dream, or at least try. There's an energy around this, though, of potentially being afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are our greatest teaching moments, aren't they? And of course, we don't learn if we don't try. So there's that kind of feeling that I'm getting around you here, Taurus. Again, could be you, could be someone around you. Let's get an advice card. Angels, gods, and goddesses. Advice card here for Taurus, please. Whoa, you know what? I'm going to take both of those. Let's see what we've got. They hurtled out. The goddess of the shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. Ooh. And the goddess of beauty. You are a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. Okay. So Taurus, you may be viewing, when we talk about duality, the Chariot, there is a light and a dark side. The dark side can be viewed as the shadow, the light side more of the higher vibration. But the two are integrated. This is what I was talking about before when I was talking about extremes, like taking things to the extreme one way or the other. But maybe there's that middle ground, integration. And Goddess of the Shadows does speak about that. What you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure, and that there's nothing to change or fix, as long as you don't go to extremes, of course. That would entail something there that would lead down a path of destruction or chaos, or perhaps even a sense of being toxic in terms of relationships, or even unhealthy with your body. But the Goddess of the Shadows, I really like that energy around both of these, actually, because it does speak to me of someone who views themselves as as beauty, as not believing that there's something wrong or wrong with you. You know, if you have any kind of perception of yourself, it's more likely a deception rather than a true perception. Yeah. So we rarely see ourselves as whole. We tend to get stuck in an illusion of how we feel we are perceived by other people. We may view ourselves in terms of being very overcritical, self-critical, and we may even be fearful of judgment of others. Positive and negative qualities. Yeah, there's a feeling here of playing up the positive, I want to say, while playing down the negative. Playing up the positive while playing down the negative. But then I feel like there's a sense here of hiding something. Everything in our world, when you think of it, is made up of both positive and negative. That's that duality. And together they make the whole. So I do feel like this is coming into an awareness, a conscious awareness, that you have both of these sides to you. Both of them are beautiful. Both of them are beautiful. And not to let other people or even self-critique tell you otherwise. You are a wondrous being of light. There is nothing to change or fix. You may be comparing yourself unnecessarily to others instead of looking honestly and lovingly at yourself. So there's a feeling here of being beautiful just as you are, honoring yourself, self-love, feeling how wonderful you are. The energy around this is being generous of spirit to yourself. It's a healing energy. It feels like growth. It feels transformational. Yeah, when I'm looking at that Queen of Pentacles and I'm looking at the health qualities around these cards, just because you're the Queen of Pentacles and someone who has a good head on his or her shoulders, and you can manage, you're independent, you can do things for yourself, you're very self-nurturing, self-caring, a giving individual, very generous of your time and money and effort. You're a hard worker, but you also like your downtime as well. There's a sense here of working really hard, but for a purpose. Like you don't work just to work. You work so that you can experience joy, experience the moments of peace, and look around and see what you have created for yourself. So this is about appreciation of who you are, what you've built for yourself. And if you're dealing with someone here who is perhaps acting in a way in which there may have been rejection or perceived rejection, this is about holding on to the stability of you regardless whether or not someone's with you. Not needing that partner to validate ourselves. Being very strong in our core. Having that inner foundation that we don't need a partner. We'd like a partner, of course, but you don't need a partner in order to be strong and to see yourself as a beautiful person. And not to let anyone who tell you otherwise, basically. Nice energy there. Okay, let's see what else we have. We'll get a card from the Cat Wisdom Oracle. Message for Taurus. What does Taurus need to hear? What is the focus here for Taurus? The focus for Taurus. What does Taurus need to focus on? Spirit guides for the month of October. Friendship. Care is there. That's really nice. Yeah, so it may not be all about love, love may grow, but I feel that you're just trying to get your legs under you here, a new life. You're trying to build a foundation for yourself. Friendship, it starts with friendship in terms of like not rushing straight into relationships, but instead more showing how we care for one another. If there's a friendship that needs mending, it's about reaching out, mending fences, mending bridges, and starting with friendship. It starts with that strong strong foundation of friendship. And when we talk about love, of course, the difference between mature love and immature love, or conditional and unconditional love, is the friendship. The friendship is always there, regardless whether or not there is the physical attraction, right? The lust, all of those things that fade over time. Let's see. I'm going to get a card for your person here and see what they're dealing with. The energy around the person that Taurus is dealing with. The energy around the person that Taurus is dealing with. Please, Spirit Guides, the energy around the person. We've got behind a mask. However, it is in the reverse, which is not the greatest of energies, I have to say. Intentions. Yeah, hidden intentions. They may not be being completely open and honest. Yeah. There's a need here to take the mask off, to act with confidence, to be truly authentic. Now that involves unconditional self-acceptance, and it also involves the removal of restrictions. There's a feeling here of somebody putting on a mask, hidden identity. There's a feeling here as well of trying to be someone that you're not. I feel it, can I be honest? I feel it's more you, Taurus, towards another person. Now they could also be behind the mask, but I also feel there's an element around you of being behind the mask as well. Meaning during this blue-footed booby stage, one of the missteps that you're making here is pretending to be someone that you're not. Feeling like you need to be someone else in order to be accepted. Not being truly who you are. And it seems to be with this person or group of people, it could be just in general if we're not talking about one person in particular here, Taurus. Now let's have a look. I'm going to get one from Cosmic Dancer. What is Taurus's energy around this person that they're dealing with? What is Taurus's energy around this person that they're dealing with, please, Spirit Guides? Improvise. Okay, so you're kind of playing it by ear. Really. I get an energy around that of trial and error, trying things out, almost like improv, off the cuff kind of energy. It feels improvised. It feels like it's just something you haven't put a lot of thought into. It just feels like you're going with it, Now, one good thing that I see here is that there may not be a lot of attachment around this, which is good. And that gives you that fool energy there, freeing up your sense of playful spontaneity, if you will. Especially when it comes to being brave and stepping out into the unknown. So here you seem to be not really thinking about anything concrete or long-term expectations or putting expectations on anything. Rather, it feels like just letting it go, going with the flow. Yeah, improv. Throwing off constrictions, not needing to control a situation, rather just seeing what happens, surrendering to it with a more light-hearted sense of curiosity here, but still not quite finding your feet, but you are trying to put your best foot forward. The only danger I see here is this mask-wearing energy. You may feel too awkward, or you may feel like you're looking awkward, or you may be making yourself look awkward here, Taurus, by pretending to be someone that you're not. People can generally tell. if someone is not being true, if someone is putting on airs and graces, if someone isn't being natural, if it feels like an act, if they're saying things that come off as like one-liners, especially if you're on the dating scene, and you're saying things that are pat lines or something that a character from a movie would say. Yeah. You may be even having a tendency to overthink what you're going to say. But the best case seems to be about just going with the flow and improvising rather than getting stuck in your head here and then worrying. There's this sense here of getting stuck in your head, too focused on how you are being perceived, whether or not you're going to be rejected, and I get this sense of then kind of having it be a self-fulfilling prophecy because you're all up in your head about it, rather than just letting it come naturally, letting it go with the flow, putting on this energy of I need to be this type of person because I read somewhere that the people I'm trying to attract like that type of person. Something like that. I just feel like it's someone who's new on the dating scene, hasn't got a lot of experience. Either they haven't dated much in the past or they've just gotten out of a long-term commitment and they're not really au fait with the current times of dating. May have changed a lot since this person was on the scene, Yeah. So there's that feeling here of somebody who's read something or have it in their mind that I need to act a certain way in order to attract the type of person that I want to attract, rather than just improvising here and going with the flow. So let's get some tarot down. At the bottom of the deck, well, I've got you here as the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Yeah, well, the King of Pentacles, he's quite a staid individual, but he's someone who's a hard worker and achiever. Queen of Pentacles energy is more of an internalized energy that I'm picking up around you. The King is something that is external action, something that others see. The Queen is more what's in the inside, something that isn't able to be seen. But the King of Coins, it seems that you are a successful person. You do you probably have a very good job. You have succeeded on a certain level in life. You've built yourself up to this king level, whether you're male or female. And so you have this solid base, this solid starting point. But you seem to be acting more like this Knight of Wands, with a lot of more of a, when an earth sign tries to act like a fire sign, it comes off as disingenuous. Now, unless you have a lot of fire in your chart. If you don't, then people can tell that you're just putting on an act. And that's what I'm getting an essence of here. Somebody who is the King of Coins but wants to be the Knight of Wands. That young, passionate kind of energy, the player card, right? Someone who can conquer, comes in with a lot of it's a little bit of an arrogance kind of card. Someone who has a way about them which is very charismatic, very attractive, but bad boy energy. It feels kind of like a good guy that wants to be a bad guy, because they feel that that's going to attract goodness. Okay, could be you, Taurus, could be someone around you. Ace of Coins in the reverse. Well, the thing is, this pathway that you're on seems to be shaky. It's not built on a solid foundation. You could even be losing some sense of, I get it as reputation or even money. And we have the Ace of Swords. So this is about finding that clarity, that understanding of what makes you you, and understanding what's important to you, who you are, you know, not trying to be someone that you're not here. Taurus. There's that Knight of Wands again. He keeps wanting to pop out. I mean, you want to be the Knight of Wands, but you're coming across as the blue-footed booby. You're not what you were hoping for, I think. Let's have a look. Now, what you are viewing about this connection, let's take a look. We've got the Four of Cups in reverse. Now, it seems to be something that you're doing to make yourself feel good after a time where you've been somewhat down, maybe even some mild depression here. Emotionally, I feel like you want to come out of a time of indecision, of turmoil, of not knowing what to do. You know, you may have been sitting on the fence for a long time here, Taurus, trying to decide, well, which way do I go? You know, you have this energy in your interior is the Queen of Pentacles, which tells me that you have this very strong desire for safety, for home, for security. But then you've got this other energy around you which feels like determined to prove otherwise. It's kind of like you say, well, this feels boring. I don't want to be boring. I want to be the Knight of Wands. And so you go off chasing what you think a Knight of Wands would do, I think. Let's have a look. Five of Cups in reverse and the Page of Coins in reverse. Yeah. You're trying to move on from something from the past. You're not really sure how to do it, though. I get that. For you, Taurus, I get an essence that you're thinking, if I do this, it's kind of like you're a student or a learner. You know, you've got your learner plates on, like your chariot. You've got this chariot. You've got this new car, right? The Fool energy. You're driving your own chariot here. It's this new car. It's you. It's you. But the thing that I'm getting here is that you're putting the wrong petrol in the tank, and the car is kind of it's jumping around. You're not looking cool. You're not looking cool, or maybe you didn't buy the right car. I don't know, guys. That was a joke, but you know, it feels like making missteps here. So you keep going through these learning experiences, one after the other. So I don't feel that this is a person in particular. I just feel that this is how you're going about the dating scene. Okay. What you like about this? Let's take a look. Ten of Cups in reverse, Knight of Swords, King of Cups in reverse. Well, you've made a decision not to be committed. I feel that you may have even gone through a breakup or divorce. I do get the breaking of a promise here when it comes to a long-term relationship or commitment. So you're determined here to prove, I get an essence here of proving that what you did was the right move with that Knight of Swords. So you want to prove yourself to be right and others to be wrong. So it seems like you've got an axe to grind here, Taurus. Now, what you don't like about this connection, let's take a look. Lovers in reverse, Seven of Cups in reverse, Two of Coins in reverse. Okay, goodness, yes. So you're going out on the dating scene here. You feel like I'm going to go and see what's out there. But I feel like what you don't like is that you're very disappointed with the results, and I feel like you've bitten off a little bit more than you can chew. You may be attempting to do some kind of multiple dating situation, like date a whole bunch of people here at once with that Two of Coins in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. I feel like you just don't want to settle, like you Taurus, it seems like you're not really able to settle on one. Like nobody's really fitting the bill. They're all just kind of okay. Yeah, you're not finding a lot of compatibility with people around you. It seems like you're either looking in the wrong place, or you're trying to attract people by putting on this false mask who you're inherently incompatible with, but you feel like you want that type of person. It's kind of like someone who has been with certain people their whole life but wants to be with, like say if you've been with, I don't know, let's just say introverts before, but that's who you get along with, that's your people, right? That's your soul tribe. This is just a for instance. But you feel like, oh, I really want an extrovert. I really want someone who puts themselves out there and is really flirty, and like it's the complete opposite, has all of the things that you feel are missing in yourself, right? It feels like that. You've gone off in search of someone who you feel is going to make you more than what you are. That's what you're thinking. Because it all boils down to how you're viewing yourself, and I get you as being very self-critical, like you don't see yourself as beautiful, or you don't see yourself as attractive or handsome, and you feel like there's something within you that is very unattractive, and you're hiding it with this false mask. You're out here on the dating scene, and I feel you're attempting to find a lover or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner here who you feel is going to complete you, is going to make you feel better about yourself. You seem to have an axe to grind. You seem to want to prove to other people that you've done the right thing here, possibly by leaving something that was stable and setting out here on your own here, but you're feeling a bit like this blue-footed booby at the moment because it doesn't seem to be going so well, and you're not really liking what's in front of you, the choices. It feels like there is not, I just get this sense here that you've come back to reality here, and but I get this sense of stubbornness around you, Taurus, like you don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. So you'd rather be out there doing this, which I don't think you're even enjoying, than say, I was wrong. You got an axe to grind. Taurus, why? Let's have a look and see. I'm going to get some energies around the people that you're trying to attract here. Let's see, who is Taurus trying to attract? Who is Taurus trying to attract? The type of person that Taurus, let's try that again. Who is the type of person Taurus is trying to attract here? Cards are playing up here. I'm going to take both of those. Okay. You're coming across as too masculine, or you're putting on a false front of masculinity. Remember, I had you there as the King of Pentacles, but you were you wanted to be perceived as this Knight of Wands. So I'm picking up the Knight of Wands as masculinity, but it's a little bit toxic. Yeah, because I don't feel that it's actually you. It's a pretense. Like you may have read somewhere that you needed to be this bad boy, right, or bad girl. So I get a strong sense of control or being a little bit too forceful. You're trying to direct people. And what you wear. Well, I get this kind of alpha energy around this actually. So you seem to be looking for an alpha. I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So whether you're male or female, you may have I was getting that introvert energy. you view yourself as like a beta. Now, I don't agree with those terms. Let me just put that out there. I don't like those terms. I feel that they're very, well, I don't like to categorize people that way. But I feel that a Taurian that I'm speaking to here does categorize themselves as this beta energy, sees themselves as more sensitive, and they're trying to either prove a point that they can be an alpha to attract an alpha. Because they believe that the type of person they want to attract is attracted to alphas. Oh my goodness. Taurus, let's see where this goes in the extended, guys. I hope that you join me there. The link is down below in the descriptions box, and that will be available on the Vimeo channel. It'll be about another 30-minute or so reading, and what I'll be doing is I'll be doing the other person, and I'll be looking at future energy as well. So if this one is your story, please do join me there. I'd love to have you. The other person I feel is actually these people that you're trying to pick up, something like that. But I don't feel that it's built on a stable foundation, and it's not built on this friendship level. I do feel that there are people around you that care for you, though, and they see you. They don't see you how you see yourself. But these are your soul tribe here, and I feel that you're comparing yourself to this kind of alpha energy rather than seeing yourself as attractive and beautiful, and seeing yourself as a whole person. You feel like you need to put on this other kind of energy here to attract, which is not really being truthful to people. So Taurus, let's see where this goes. If you prefer a personal reading, you can email me. Email's on the screen there, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you're a newcomer. I'd love to have you. Please do check out my channel memberships, guys. It's growing. My band of gypsies. I'd love to have you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So please do click on the join button for more information below, or you can look in the box as well and click on the link. I'm offering early access, as well as you get all the signs at once, so no waiting. Guys, please do take care. I wish you the very best with this, Taurus. I'll see you in part 2, or I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.